And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Today's satellite imagery showing low pressure here well south of the Gulf of Alaska, but the moisture streaming northwestward once again and making landfall here along the North Gulf Coast, bringing some light rain into southern Kenai Peninsula on up into eastern Turnagain Arm, western Prince William Sound area. Dry for the most part along the North Gulf Coast there. And then some clouds, showers, areas of light rain over the Panhandle. Another area of clouds up here to the north, extending up to the Arctic coast. Some more moisture right through here that'll be enhancing overnight tonight. There's a few snow showers occurring over in this area today that'll increase. Then the outer edge here, just some mid and high level clouds over the central Aleutian, associated with a bigger storm that's staying to the south as it passes off to the east and actually taking a little more of a turn to the southeast here this afternoon. On the chart, up to the north here in the Bering Sea, not much going on. Really weak trough back here to the northwest and another weak low over the Yukon Delta there, kicking off some scattered snow shower activity. And this trough here bringing some gusty winds to the eastern Arctic coast, anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour today out of the west, with some light snow associated with it, and that snow, but not the wind, extending down into the north slope in the Brooks Range. Mostly sunny or dry here dry conditions over the eastern interior, and some sunshine over northern Cook Inlet on up into the Manaska Valley. Palmer about 55 degrees this afternoon for a high. And then you start picking up the clouds as you head south across the inlet, and then a couple of weak troughs, keeping it showery over the Panhandle. And for tonight, this next system begins to track northwestward. That'll bring increasing wind and rain into the southern Panhandle later tonight as the northern areas dry out. Interior Alaska, mostly dry, weak trough here for the Arctic coast, and that keep some light snow in the forecast there, or flurries, but winds will begin to diminish on the eastern Arctic coast as that Arctic low begins to pull off to the northeast a little bit there, or off to the east. And this area of light snow start to enhance, and kind of a mixed precipitation over the central Kuskokwim Valley, areas of snow, western Alaska Range, still some rain or snow, southern Kenai Peninsula, and Kodiak Island easterly flow keeps a chance of rain in the forecast there. Just isolated showers for the Alaska Peninsula and the Bering Sea. Dry as that big storm to the south there kind of kicks off to the east-southeast and takes a turn to the east. Otherwise, this area of light snow breaking that precipitation down into type and amount. Sleep mute westward to Aniak could pick up 1 to 3 inches of snow tonight into tomorrow. And then this purple area here, mixed precipitation with possible freezing rain, especially sleep mute over toward Lime Village. And from there, looking at tomorrow's forecast, there's that trough associated with the snow in the western interior, kind of a narrow band here. And again, 1 to 3 inches possible, mixed precipitation, possible freezing rain, as just mentioned, Lime Village to sleep mute area, and then rain or snow showers on the light side into Bristol Bay. South central Alaska, northward, eastward, dry with some areas of clearing, and look for gusty winds, rain over the southern Panhandle as this low slowly tracks northwestward off the coast there. And pretty gusty winds, though, developing out of the north, or pretty breezy for the Alaska Peninsula and eastern Aleutians. Could see gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour occurring from the Fox Islands into the western Alaska Peninsula, but light winds to the north and really light winds off to the west there under an area of high pressure. And then we'll see for the day on Tuesday, low tracks northward here and brings increasing wind and rain, possible gale force winds on the south coast with rain heavy at times moving into that area. Could see gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour, depending on really how far off the coast this thing tracks. But you can see pushing some moisture all the way into Prince William Sound once again. But Cook Inlet, south central Alaska, even the Copper River Basin, dry all the way up to the Brooks Range. Arctic boundary there, keeping a chance of snow along that front from the eastern Arctic coast down to maybe as far south as Kivalina. And then mostly through the Bering Strait to St. Lawrence Island, chance of moisture there, mostly with this next low here off to the north, off to the west. And then partly sunny skies, dry conditions here for the western interior. And not too bad over the Bering Sea. Chance of rain with the next system begins to approach Shimianat 2 late in the day. Temperatures lows tonight, 30s and 40s for the Aleutians, Bering Sea to near 30 around St. Lawrence Island. In the 20s for the Arctic coast, teens, Brooks Range and North Slope into the upper Yukon Valley, Kobuk, Koyukuk Valley, a little under 20 degrees, otherwise 20s through the central interior. And mostly in the 30s here, south central Alaska, some areas staying in the lower 40s, Homer to Seward, Kodiak in the 30s for Bristol Bay, lows in the 40s for the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow in the 50s for the Panhandle. And pretty nice here, south central Alaska, mid to upper 50 or mid to upper 40s to near 50. And King Salmon looking at a high near 50, as well as Kodiak Island. And 30s to lower 40s over the central interior. 30s or 20s for the Brooks Range, North Slope, and 20s to near 30 for the Arctic coast. 40s out to the west. And lows the following morning, mostly in the 20s here over the interior. Teens for the Brooks Range, 20s North Slope, mid-20s in the Arctic coast. And then the lows, pretty mild there for the Panhandle. Thursday morning, 45 to 50, 40 Kodiak Island, and in the 30s across southern Alaska, but the Copper River Basin in the mid-20s, and near 40 for the Aleutians, mid-30s for the Pribilofs. Highs for the afternoon on Tuesday, 40s for Bristol Bay, near 50 Kodiak Island, and mid to upper 50s for the Panhandle, 45 to 50 south central Alaska, 35 to 40 in the Copper River Basin, 30s central interior, cooling into the 20s for the Brooks Range on out to the Arctic coast.